Welcome, welcome back. Okay, so we are going to talk about consciousness, right? That's what we were talking about. I've been trying to record this a couple times, and I think it's because I'm uploading. That's why, and I should be patient. But I don't want to be patient. So let's see if it works. Maybe we might get cut off. But we're going to increase our little mushroom guy. We're going to increase him by one. I purchased him recently. He's now stronger. He's stronger than yesterday. So a lot of people are wondering, like, free Palestine. When is that gonna happen? You know? When you have enough money. That's the secret. Really? Why? Because money matters? Yeah. Money matters to people. So boycotts. So who do you boycott? What do you say? How do we shift the consciousness and awareness of humanity to care? Why should we care about the Palestinian people? Why is it important? Why is anybody important? What about Ukraine? What about Ukrainians? What about people in the Congo? Children that are still mining food and whatnot. There's a lot in the world to think about. But we're gonna back it up. And I assume that you've been playing this game for a while. So we're gonna go to the arena. Okay, I'm gonna go to the arena. What? I sucked. Oh, I went down to the gold league. I was strong. It's just because I didn't play that much. Alright, let's go. Alright, we're gonna practice. Okay, we're gonna practice first. I don't want to jump right in. I want to see what is going down. What is the tea? Because I went down and I need to keep myself up. I'm assuming that ice is up. Yeah, ice is up and strength is up. And that thing. But, so because they're bringing in, okay. We want money. We always want money. Recently, even though I do love myself the mushrooms, and everybody hates the mushrooms if you don't play mushrooms, I've been liking this guy, the Lemonade. He's really been always my friend and confidant. I'm not sure if they're going to give us plant food, so I do recommend purchasing the plant food. Oh, except they can't give it to you. Well, that's fine then. Okay, what else should I bring? Lemonade. So we got ices boosted. I am going to bring in the ice guy, but I think I'm also going to transform everybody. You know, my sorry, I'm chain moving. You know, my this guy. No, but you gotta be close to be with that guy. Let's do it. Who cares? Who cares? I'm not gonna use the parsnips. I'm gonna put my monies here. I'm gonna put lemonades right there. I'm gonna put this and this. Oh, well, I guess I can't.
I can't do it.
Yeah, you can't.
I can't. I can't do it.
Yeah, you can. You can, Carrie. You can. You can do it.
I can't.
That's an old SNL episode. Alright, let's go. I could have put this guy there down. Let's go, lemonade. Lemonade, lemonade, lemonade. Alright, let's go. Always give it into the monies because you want to get the monies down first. Oh, there, see? That's not too shabby. Look at it. You got two. Did I get? No, because you can't bring in. See, and then I'm going to put down another. Maybe I should have brought in more money. Maybe that's what I should have done. I guess we are getting. And then what it does also is it will boost the other person. So notice, it'll boost my people. And I'm Snake Belly. Snake Belly! Where am I? Oh my gosh, I'm beating the opponent. We're like neck and neck. We're like neck and neck. Oh, I hope I win. I hope we don't tie. That would not be cool. The worst thing that can happen is a tie. Then I would have to remove this app from my video game. Because that is so not me. I know, I play myself. I know. And we will talk about that. Because that's an important subject for all people to know about touching themselves. I mean, playing themselves. Yeah, that's a whole other issue. But we will address it, don't worry. It'll be in our season finale, maybe. Yes, exactly. Other seasons, do I have season finales? I do, I will have season finales. Where the lemonade comes clutch, and it's like, Ricky Ricardo, I can get you into the future. So consciousness. So you're a magical being with great power and great responsibilities. And so what you have to do is you have to behave as such if you want to save the world. And I know there's people like, but I'm a villain. And I'm like, I know you really secretly are an anti-hero and you want to save the world. Because the reality is you know that your comfort will be destroyed if the world ends. And you want to be comfortable, right? So we got 43 seconds. I'm winning! I'm doing good. I'm doing 12 million. Let's see how much we can push it up. Can we push it up further? I think my snake Lily is doing a decent job. And then I'm also doing a decent job of pushing them back. I don't know if I necessarily need these ice bucket things or these ice people. I don't, unless I am fighting a Zomboss, I will always bust out this thing. Yeah, unless I'm fighting a Zomboss, I will always bust out this thing. What do you think about this strategy? Do you think this strategy was a good strategy? Do you have a better strategy? Alright, let's go. Okay, so let's go back to freeing Palestine. So what can you do to free Palestine? You can follow people. You can be aware. You can be consciousness. Okay, and we're going to do the free play. All right, we're ready. We got our tools. We got it. We know it, right? We can do this. We have the power. I'm cracking my neck for you. Okay. Janine Garofalo is on our side. We praise her forever. Do you know? Oh, that's my homework to you. Let me know in the comment section down below who Janine Garofalo is. I might actually have more lemonade than before. I'm gonna bring in more lemonade than before. And I'm actually rethinking my guy, but I'm still gonna bring him. And I'm gonna bring him right to the front. Alright, let's go! Let's go, Rickies. My little Rickies. They're going to get you in the future. Little Rickies. Why hasn't somebody ever made like a thing called Little Rickies? You know? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like, I used to go to Little Rickies. There's this place right down the street from my house. And they serve mojitos and special cilantro that was made by my mother's hair. What? What are you talking about? That's what Elizabeth Shue once told me at a party. And I was like, Elizabeth Shue, you don't know what you're talking about. And she was like, ask Bruce Willis. And I asked Bruce Willis, and I went to Bruce Willis, and Bruce Willis was like, you see dead people. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I mean, you can go in front of me in line. And like, because we were all like trying to get hors d'oeuvres. And so it was about being conscious, aware that Bruce Willis was there, and we, that's how we became best friends to this day. And so I pray for Bruce Willis all the time, as everyone should, because Bruce Willis is a good human being. That's what we think. That's what we know. Maybe he isn't. I don't know. I've never met the guy. That was all a lie. Exactly. But I am winning. Does it matter? Does any of this matter? It does matter. So back to consciousness and Bruce Willis. I would love to meet Bruce Willis. I really would. Because I do think he's a good man. Yeah, I do think he is a good human being with a lot to offer humanity still to this day. And I think that the disease that he is suffering from he can raise a lot of awareness in the sense of healing and what can be done, and in safety, in the sense of safety in the entertainment field. Because if you really start thinking about what happened to Bruce Willis, then you really start to question people's sense of responsibility in the workplace. So those are really things. And when you have consciousness, when we are aware, when we are deeply more connected to other human beings, situations like this don't have to happen and people don't have to suffer what may or may not have been done to them. And you can form your own opinions about the situations. And it's not just the movie industry, it's various other industries. Have you noticed that, progressively things are, just made less and there's more people trying to make more money out of whatever, and you're like, it's you're giving you less for it. They're like, here's a chocolate for $1, but it's made out of wood. I don't know what I'm talking about. The point is that, this strategy is a good strategy. Could we kick it up further? Just doing ice, just straight up ice. I think I can. I believe I can. I don't even know what I was just talking about. I just totally forgot. I know that it has to do with consciousness. Do we need to earn something? No. We're going to go ahead and go in. And I'm going to do that ice thing. That thing that freezes everybody. That's what I'm going to do. Not that thing that freezes everybody, but I'm going to do that thing that, makes my ice people stronger. I'm not going to do this. Okay. I'm going to do this. I'm like a friend of valor. And you're going to give me this. And I think this should be okay. Alright, so, and this, are we recording still? Yeah, we are, yay! Look at that, so consciousness, awareness, humanity, how things erode when we lose our consciousness, and that's no bueno. We gotta look out for each other. Let's rock. We're gonna have sunshine. We gotta have the sunshine. And we gotta fight back against the darkness, right? That's what we gotta do. Why? That's a great question. Why do we have to fight back against the darkness? Because, I don't know, for me, I believe there is an afterlife, whether you come back to this earth or whether you end up in another reality. I don't need those people. I don't need people that are going to be snipping, all over the place and being like, you suck. And I'm like, yeah, that's not nice. Have I been that person? Maybe. Have we all done things and said things that we shouldn't have said? Probably. But it's about forgiving ourselves and moving forward. And also asking for forgiveness, having the humility, having the strength to be humble and say, you know what, I was wrong. I am so sorry. What I should have had done is I should have been colder to your warmthness. So that way you could have learned something and I could have learned something. I don't know what I'm talking about. Everybody has to be dealt with differently. That's another aspect, Sometimes you can't be rushing to people and be like, I love you forever, you're my best friend, and you're everything. No, you can't. You gotta wait. You gotta be like, I kind of like you. You're kind of nice. Let's go see a movie. I don't know. Or let me give you a gift. I don't know. Whatever. I don't even care. You gotta be coy. That's how you show love. Because life is like a plant. You gotta take your time and you gotta water it. And you gotta be like, okay, plant, you're gonna give me fruit someday. And maybe it doesn't. Maybe it looks like a freaking cactus. And it's like, there's no fruit. I'm just gonna prick you all day, forever. But then I'm like, well, then I'll put you by the house and so you can keep me safe. You can tell people, like, don't come in because I got a prickly friend. So everything in its place and a place for everything. You know what I mean? That's what they say. That's who says that, Elizabeth Shue. Elizabeth Shue. I told you, who told me at a party with Bruce Willis, and we were sitting there having mojitos at Santa's playground. And then we were clipping everybody. We were hanging out with the Clippers. And the Clippers were all like, oh, look at us, we're clipping. Don't be clipping. And I'm like, excuse me, what does that even mean? Yeah, Scottie Pippen, Jay Manuel, Tyra Banks, Calista Flockhart. Who else was there? Cameron Diaz. And Cameron Diaz's twin sister. You didn't know that, huh? Cameron Diaz has a twin sister. Her name is Shrimp Days. Yes, that's Cameron's. And she was there with, Antonio Banderas, his twin brother. Anthony Flags. Yeah, they were all there, and they were best friends. That's back in the day, in the early 90s, when everybody was friends with everybody, and you used ice to get a higher score. Did you like it? Okay. Now we're gonna do okay. So we did our ice thing. All right. We got more monies, or we got 24. Look at that. All right. But I'm gonna do more ice. I'm gonna do more ice than I've ever done before. Not more ice. I know. I'm gonna do because we got some gems. We got some time. We got 5 minutes. I'm gonna do the pea shooter, and we're gonna continue talking about consciousness, and we're gonna talk about women and women's tits. Tatas, breasts, chichis. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna talk about that. And so we're gonna talk about it. So you're probably a boy because you're watching this, and you're like, "Oh, you said chichi," and I'm like, "I did say chichi. I said breasts. I said boobies. I said moo I don't even know." Okay, so let's talk about, and eventually I think we're gonna talk about women in general. The imps are like, yeah, 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 because imps like the boobies, you know? We're gonna lower the volume a little bit. So the imps like the boobies, and then we're gonna do, yeah, all right, let's go. Let's just go. So let's talk about boobies, all right? Breastises. There are people out there who were breastfed, and there are people out there who were not breastfed. I was one of those people who was not breastfed because back in the day, in certain third world countries or second world countries, they basically told the mothers that you had to give your child, milk that came out of a can. Because if not, the mother's milk would kill the child or do some harmful things to the child. So there's a whole generation of children whose mothers were told that you have to buy this milk from well, I'm not gonna say the name. From Nesua na 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 na. That's why I'm gonna say it's la 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 la. So you know what I mean? But you can look it up. You can look up the information. It's history. So anywho, there's a whole generation of people that have a certain kind of, and as you know, the Lord works in mysterious ways. So, like you said, that was so bad that they did that. Well, was it? Or was it a tool for that a specific generation can talk about specific tools and have certain elements and understanding about the boobies? So boobies, or maybe everybody can have an understanding about the boobies. So they're there, right? They're there, and they give life, and they're part of a woman's body. And sometimes, if you're a little chunky, part of a man's body. I'm not sure. Sometimes men even like it. That's what they say. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but that's what they say. So, we keep forgetting to use the ice guy. Because, consciousness, and I can't, can I think and can I play and talk at the same time? I can. So, anyhow, back to the boobies. So, humanity, has weird issues with women and their boobies and, like, as a sexual tool. Because it's like, is it a sexual tool? Like, like, I mean, for some women might even say, yeah, of course, I use my boobies to get what I want. I utilize the sex, and that's kudos for you, you know what I mean? It depends. Some men was like, I use my big peepees, to get what I want. It's like, that's good as for you. I mean, I adapt to whatever, animals do it, like adapt, and you want to expand in the sense of evolution and humanity. I mean, don't forget your humanity. But you know what I should have done is I should have doubled this thing. But I'm not getting a lot of things, so it's like, so, well, okay, back to the movies. So, yeah. So notice how men can walk around shirtless. Like, right now, I'm shirtless, right? But women, not so much. Because if not, they'll get put in the paddy wagon. Because people will think, you're loca, you're crazy. Why are you showing people your boobies? And what's up with that? You know what I mean? I'm not, like, is it because men, there's so many elements, women and makeup and what's going on. Did we get higher than before? I think we might have. What, I forget what the other score was. Anywho, breast cancer, Louise Hay, all those things. Just, it's something to think about. It's something to really ponder about humanity and the freedom of women and whatnot. But on that note, I need to eat because I went to the gym and I'm hungry and I need to go to the gym again. I love you. I want to wish you a wonderful eternity. Let me know in the comment section what worked for you. All right, take care. Oh, wait, it didn't stop it.